Hello everyone, and this is our last day of live stream event in Bangkok from the Bangkok Jewellery Show. And I would like to start with Colombian emeralds. I have a very nice selection of Colombian emeralds. You know that we already talked about yellow sapphires, blue sapphires, rubies, tourmaline, spinel, and Colombian emeralds as well, but in smaller sizes. And this time I have a very nice tray of Colombian emeralds in slightly bigger sizes. I would say they are about from 4 carats till almost 17 carats in weight, and I will start from the first one. So I'll put it on the center. Here it is, a Colombian emerald of the carat weight of 4.92 carats, and the price is $6,600 per carat. This emerald has a minor oil content, and it comes with a certificate, GRS certificate. Actually, this stone is very vivid, very saturated in color, and it's very nice stone. I will put it on the brick so you can have a look at it. I'll wipe it a little bit, maybe some dust on the stone or something there, so I will put it here. So as I said, almost 5 carats in size, Colombian emerald with a very nice deep color, green, sometimes we would call it even vivid green. You can see on the clarity, in terms of clarity of this stone, it's a very nice stone, because as we spoke before, that Zambian and Colombian emeralds, they are coming on the market with lots of inclusions, most of the time heavily included. And here we have a very nice, quite clean stone in terms of inclusions. With my bare eyes I can see some inclusions, but actually they are not very visible. And for us the most important thing is we are not working with emeralds which are having surface reaching inclusions, because these type of inclusions could be dangerous. They could actually harm the stone, and during settings the stone can chip easily. Also, pay attention when you're looking for the emerald. Do not have lots of inclusions concentrated around the corners of the stones, because it's also a very fragile area where a big concentration of inclusions could cause chipping during settings, because you know the prongs will be there on the sides of the stone. So please pay attention to these small details while you are choosing the right stone for yourself. As I said, this is a very nice sparkly stone. I'm not sure if the camera can actually provide the true picture of the stone, because for my eyes it's a very intense, vivid, saturated stone. The brilliance is quite high, and you know, in emeralds, when we are assessing the color, we are looking if there are any gray patches, gray areas in the emeralds. For us it's very important to find a stone which has a color that is evenly distributed throughout the stone, and it has no extinction areas or no gray patches that can diminish the stone beauty, and of course it will reflect on the stone price. As I said before, this Colombian emerald has a price of $6,600. Marina oil. We understand that this material from Colombia is quite expensive. I mean, it's quite valuable material, because when you're choosing for the when you're looking for the emerald in this size, it's almost 5 carats, we realize that this boundary, when the stone is reaching this magic boundary, actually the price is rising quite dramatically, because when we are trying to find a stone with 1 to 3 carats, the price will be quite considerably cheaper than this one, but when we are reaching 5 carats and 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, we are assuming that the price will rise exponentially, dramatically in some cases. It depends on the clarity of the stone, on the cut and color, as well as the oil content. We understand that all emeralds are coming on the market with some oil treatment to enhance clarity and sometimes to hide some visible inclusions. That's why we are most of the time working with emeralds which are having minor oil content, sometimes insignificant. We are trying not to work, but sometimes we see emeralds with significant oil content, and it's also common on the market. There is no problem, but if you have significant characteristics in the certificate, you need to understand that the stone is quite included, and this oil needs to fill the gaps and inclusions within the stone. You know that in time oil can leak out. It's actually quite sometimes when the temperature is changing dramatically from cold to hot, this oil could leak a little bit out. So don't go for very heavily included stones with lots of oil. I think minor oil is the minimum amount you can go for while you're looking for emeralds, and this will give you that nice boost where you still have inclusions, but they are not very visible with your bare eyes. Also, I would like to mention that Zambian emeralds actually are quite valuable and sought after on the market. Right now there are some Zambian emeralds that are actually reaching almost the same prices like as Colombian, some of the Colombian emeralds, just because they also have very nice vivid and saturated color. This is what emeralds are known for its green, vivid, very deep saturated color. Colombian emeralds are obviously lighter than Zambian, and in this case, as I said, this particular stone is very vibrant. Look at these flashes. Not very included, as I said. There is still good clarity in this stone. I like the cut and I like the play of light of this stone. If I put it on this side, you will see that this Colombian emerald is not very deep. You can see that actually it's quite common for emeralds to have a slightly heavy pavilion, just because we understand the material is very valuable and dealers don't want to cut it with symmetries, with good symmetries and in a perfect cut, because they might lose some rough which could be already seen in this stone. As I said, it's a very nice stone. I'll put it on my hand. Look at this, very nice and vibrant. I will just show you this beautiful stone one more time and we will move to the second one. Okay, I'll put it here. Our second stone is actually also, as I said, all this selection. In this section we have only Zambian emerald, only Colombian emeralds, and the carat weight of this stone is 9.36 carats and the price is $6,900 per carat. We can see that the price is actually quite similar with the previous one, which was almost 500 in weight, and this one is almost $10,000 per carat. If we look at them, actually I would like to put them together on the brick so we can compare these two stones. You can see that in terms of size, this stone is twice the size of the first one, 5 carats, and the second one almost 10 carats, 9.36, as I said before. And we can see that this stone is also, it has a very nice color, green color, quite intense. but it's not that shiny, it's not that vibrant, I would say. The brilliance is slightly lower, that's why we see the price difference, just slight price difference in these two stones, because if this stone would be very vibrant, very lively, it is still a lively stone, but slightly not that how to say, when you're tilting it around, this stone has quite good brilliance, but not on the level with the first one. If the second stone would have the same brilliance, the same level of brilliance, the price would be much higher, just because the more brilliance the stone has, a more lively appearance it has. It means it will shine under different light conditions, and with intensity of the sun in the evening events, it could still have very nice sparkle to it, and you can wear it for the evening event very easily. So it's nice to see these two stones together, because we can assess the clarity as well. The second stone is actually also a quite clean stone. I can see a few inclusions with my bare eyes, the same as I could see in the first stone. You can see it from the camera as well, but it's not heavily included. The best thing in these emeralds, they are not heavily included. There are some inclusions, but they are not actually distracting or diminishing these stones' beauty. And we realize that the material, as I said, from Colombia is quite valuable, and we know that to find a stone with this carat weight and this clarity and this color, it's a challenge for us, especially we need to have a quite reasonable price for these stones. I will put the first one back. We remember that it has more sparkle to it. I will put this stone on this side and I will show you the quality. Here you can see that the pavilion is not very symmetrical. We understand, as I said, that the cutters couldn't actually, they decided to not go for the perfect symmetry in cut, otherwise the stone would look smaller, and probably it wouldn't be that deep, which could reflect in the intensity of color. So this emerald could look even lighter if it wouldn't be with a deep pavilion. So it's understandable. We see lots of stones on the market, especially in rubies, in emeralds, in sapphires, where they don't go for the symmetrical cut, they don't cut it with precision cut. Otherwise the price would be much higher, and it would be just not possible to sell on the market, because the competition is quite high. There are many suppliers with Colombian and Zambian emeralds on the market, and they are actually, they prefer to have an Asian cut, or rather than to cut it with a precision cut, just because we know that the material is quite rare and valuable. So I'll put it on my hand. You can see here from the face, you can see few inclusions, but as I said, it's common for emeralds. We know that this material is coming with inclusions. Eye clean emeralds are quite rare, loop clean, commanding very high price, premium prices, and we don't see that type of material on the Asian market. Probably private collectors, they're buying this material straight away from the suppliers, from the mines sometimes. So all the material which is coming to the market is included, and then we are looking into the intensity of these inclusions, how visible they are. Sometimes inclusions, they are appearing as dark spots, and for example, we don't want to see dark spots in the stones, and we wouldn't offer a client anything with dark spots, because we know it's not a very nice stone. Of course, we understand the value, but we are trying to do our best when we are searching for the emeralds for our clients. So